Hi, how are you guys? I'm really excited to talk to you guys today about Lent that's coming up on Ash Wednesday. And Ash Wednesday, no meat, so make sure to eat it now. Lent is a time in which we are preparing our hearts to be able to receive the Lord in a deeper way. It's a beautiful season that sometimes might be like, oh, really? We have to have Lent where we give things up? Yeah, we do, because sometimes, let's say if your room is really, really cluttered and you have all kinds of stuff in your room, but your parents want to give you like a really nice, beautiful new toy. They're like, you don't even have any room to like store the new toy because there's so much other stuff. Sometimes we have to like clean up things. We have to kind of like get rid of certain things, get rid of all kinds of old stuff that we have in order to make room for that new, beautiful thing. Well, sometimes with all the things that we do in life, we have a lot of things that we love, a lot of things that we spend our times on. And we could say like, oh, I'm too busy to do this extra prayer or to go to some talk or to, whatever it is. And the reason why is because I have so many things going on. What's important that sometimes we look at our lives and we say, what is it that I have going on? And are those things necessary? And are those things always things that are drawing me closer to the Lord? And so Lent is a time to take a step back from some of those things in order to then say, well, yeah, I want to grow closer to the Lord, and maybe I have to take a step back in order to then have the room and the time and the capacity to say yes to the Lord. Right? So I know we're talking about Lenten activities, different things that you can do. First thing that I'm going to say is please take time to pray together, right, at the dinner table, or maybe it's at breakfast, to pray together every day if that's not something that you're already doing. And then when it comes to kind of giving things up, to not simply just, okay, I'm going to give it up. Like, I'm not going to have chocolate. Okay, great. Maybe that's what you're going to do, that you're not going to have chocolate. But make sure that at the same time as you're giving that up, that you're saying, why is it that I'm doing this? I'm going to say no to this thing that I like in order so that I can say yes to God. And what is that yes to God going to be? I'm also going to say that there's some things that we shouldn't give up. Like right now, I need my glasses to see, so I'm like, I'm going to give up my glasses. But now I can't see. Now I can't see what's going on at all, so this isn't good for me. If you don't like broccoli, then guess what? You shouldn't give up broccoli for Lent, right? I remember when I was in seminary, guys would be all like, I'm going to give up doing homework for Lent. Can't do that, right? Because it's important. There are things that are good for us. We need to not give up those things. But especially if we have any like sinful habits or things that aren't good for us, definitely give that stuff up and then don't pick it back up. But sometimes we can have things that are, they're good in themselves. They're not bad. But we spend too much time on these things, right? Video games. I would say video games are a great thing to try to give up, right? Because if you're not spending your time on a video game, to then say, well, what can I use that same time for? How could I help mom and dad around the house, right? Or how could I write a letter to grandma and grandpa or a friend or, some relative telling them how much I love them and how much Jesus loves them, right? So I invite you with your family to pray and get creative about ways that you can create space and time for the Lord and then to do beautiful things during that time. So I'll talk to you again soon, and I hope you have an awesome start to your Lent and hope to see you on Ash Wednesday.